You're not family anymore, Evelyn. That's what my daughter-in-law said after I paid for their house, their honeymoon, even their cruise. But the real betrayal? I found out they forged my name just to take out a second mortgage on the very home I gave them. I gave up nursing school, worked doubles, and poured every penny into their dreams. I know what it feels like to be erased after a lifetime of giving. But in just 3 days, I gathered every receipt, showed up at their barbecue in front of 40 guests, and reclaimed my dignity, piece by piece. When my son called me outdated and shoved me in front of everyone, I stood my ground, pulled out the documents, and watched the whole party fall silent as the truth spilled out. If you've ever been told you're too much or too old to matter, don't scroll. Watch this now, before someone you love decides you don't count anymore. Before we dive into everything, let me ask you something. Are you listening to this in the morning, afternoon, evening, or maybe in the quiet hours of the night? Drop the current time in the comments below. I'd love to send you a warm, timely hello, wherever and whenever you are. Nathan's voicemail drones in my ear. Mom, too busy, call later. My heart sinks, heavy with years of giving. I stand frozen in my living room, the phone's cool glass pressed against my cheek. The hum of lawnmowers drifts through the open window, a lazy June 2024 song from my quiet Naperville street. My hand-stitched curtains flutter, catching the late afternoon light, but they can't soften the sting of Nathan's voice, so clipped, so careless. I set the phone down on the cherrywood table, next to an apple pie I baked this morning, its crust golden and untouched. My fingers brush the farmer's market photo frame on the mantel, the one with Nathan and Lauren at their housewarming last June. Their smiles, frozen in time, feel like lies now. Did they ever see me, or just what I could give? I pick up the frame, dust clinging to its edges. My thumb traces the glass, and I'm back at their housewarming, June 2023, the air thick with summer heat and promise. I'd paid off their house, every brick, every shingle, pouring my savings into a gift I thought would anchor them. I chose lavender paint for their bedroom walls because Lauren said it was soothing. I funded their Cancun honeymoon, their Disney trip with friends, even Nathan's failed startup when he swore he'd make it big. My chest tightens as I remember standing in their new kitchen, offering the apple pie I'd baked at dawn. Lauren's eyes glistened, her hands clasping mine. "You're our rock, Evelyn," she said, voice sweet as honey. But Nathan barely looked up, scrolling his phone, muttering a half-hearted, "Thanks, Mom." I told myself he was stressed, that his startup's collapse had him on edge. I wanted to believe love was behind their silence. Now, staring at the frame, I'm not so sure. Was it enough? The pie's cinnamon scent fills the room, but it's cold now, untouched, like my efforts. I sink into a chair, the cherry wood creaking under me. The suburban street outside hums, kids on bikes, a dog barking, normal life, mocking my unease. I dial Nathan again, my fingers trembling. Voicemail again. "Hey, it's Nathan, leave a message." His voice is brisk, like he's already moving on. I hang up, no words left. My hand finds Henry's locket, the one he gave me on our 30th anniversary. It's silver cool against my skin. Henry would have seen through this, would have warned me to guard my heart. I whisper to the empty room, "I gave them everything, Henry." The words taste bitter, hope fading to a dull ache. Did I give them my love, or just my life? I set the frame back, its weight heavier than it should be. The voicemail replays in my mind, and I catch something new. A faint voice in the background, Lauren's, sharp and low. "Tell her later," she says. My pulse quickens. Tell me what? Why later? I stare at the phone, its screen dark, as if it holds secrets I've been too blind to see. Nathan's always been my boy, the one I stayed up nights for, sewing costumes, paying off his college loans, bailing out his dreams. I thought I was building a family, not a debt they'd never repay. My throat burns, but I don't cry, not yet. The hurt is too raw, too deep, like a bruise spreading under my skin. I walk to the kitchen, the pie staring back like a silent accusation. I'd baked it for Nathan and Lauren, hoping they'd stop by, maybe sit with me like we used to. But they haven't visited in weeks, not since I handed over the house keys. I see Lauren's teary smile again, her words ringing hollow. "You're our rock." Nathan's phone scrolling, his grunt of thanks. I'd told myself it was stress, that his startup's failure and the social pressure to keep up with Naperville's polished families were weighing on him. But now, with his voicemail echoing, I wonder if it was ever about love. My fingers tighten around the locket, its engraved date, our anniversary, grounding me. Henry's voice, long gone, whispers in my memory, "Protect yourself, Ev." I didn't listen then. Maybe I should now. The street outside falls quiet, the lawnmower silent as dusk creeps in. I sit at the table, the pie's aroma fading, my hope thinning with it. I gave up nursing school for Nathan and Sarah, poured my life into their futures. Sarah's off with her own family now, distant but kind. Nathan, though, he's my heart, my boy who once built tree houses with me, who cried when I bandaged his scraped knees. Where did that boy go? The one who needed me, not just my money? I trace the locket's edge, my reflection faint in its silver. I'm 60, not old, not done, but invisible to them. The hurt settles, heavy as the frame on the mantel. It smiles, mocking me. My phone buzzes, a sharp ping that jolts me. Nathan's name lights up the screen and my breath catches. I open the text, my hands unsteady. "You won't be joining us." The words blur, each one a knife. Joining who? For what? The cruise I paid for? The life I built for them? The kitchen darkens, shadows swallowing the pie, the table, my hope. The text's glow lingers, cold and final, as if Nathan's already decided I'm not worth his time. What does he mean? What's he hiding? I sit, frozen, the locket warm in my palm, and the hurt carves deeper, a wound I can't ignore. Nathan's text glares from my phone. "You won't be joining us." My wife prefers to keep it only family. My breath catches, sharp as a blade. I stand in my Naperville kitchen, morning light spilling across the tiled floor, the coffee maker gurgling like it's mocking my shock. Outside, suburban birds chirp, their song too cheerful for the ache in my chest. My fingers hover over the screen, trembling, as I read the words again. Not family? I paid for their house, their cruise, their life. The note I found yesterday, tucked in the mail and signed L, nags at me. Lauren's handwriting, her honey-sweet voice from the housewarming echoing, "You're our rock, Evelyn." Was it all a lie? I sink into a chair, the wood creaking under me. The text burns, each word a fresh cut. I funded their cruise, $10,000 from my savings, a gift to see them smile together, to keep us close. My hands shake as I type, "Okay," but my lips whisper, "I paid for your house." The words choke me, raw and heavy. I set the phone down, its screen still glowing, and spot the note on the counter, slipped in with yesterday's bills. "Keep it family only, Elle," it reads, vague but sharp like a warning. Why is Lauren so secretive? I pick it up, my pulse quickening, and tuck it into my cookbook, its pages worn from years of baking for Nathan and Sarah. The note feels like a splinter, digging deeper. The coffee maker hisses, steam curling in the air. I close my eyes, and I'm back at my wedding, slow dancing with Henry under fairy lights, his locket warm against my chest. We dreamed of a family, of love that lasted. Now, Nathan's text feels like a theft, not just of the cruise, but of that dream. I clutch the locket, its silver cool, and think of Lauren's text that follows. "It's simpler this way, Evelyn." Simpler? My throat burns. Simpler to erase me, to take my money and call it family? I find the note again, hidden in the cookbook's pages, its words colder now. "Keep it family only." My heart races. What plans is Lauren hiding? I want to call Nathan, demand answers, but my fingers freeze. Imagine pouring your whole heart into your family, only to be told you're no longer part of it. Think you know how she'll respond? You might be wrong. If you've ever felt pushed aside after giving your all, drop a 5 in the comments, because what happens next might hit closer than you expect. He's my boy, the one who clung to me when nightmares woke him. Where did that boy go? The doorbell chimes, sharp and sudden. I jolt, the note slipping to the floor. Ruth Nguyen stands at the door, her dark eyes scanning my face through the glass. She's been my friend since we were girls, her own son's estrangement a shadow she carries. I open the door and she steps in, her purse thudding on the table. "Ev, you look like you've seen a ghost," she says, voice firm but soft. I slide the phone to her, Nathan's text glowing. She reads, her jaw tightening. "They're wrong, Ev. This isn't you." I clutch the locket, its weight grounding me. "They said I'm not family, Ruth." My voice cracks, but something stirs. Anger, maybe, or resolve. Ruth nods, her hand on mine. "Start with the truth. Confront them." I nod, vowing to face Nathan, to demand why he's pushed me away. The birds outside fall silent, the morning heavy with my hurt. Ruth pulls out my phone, her fingers quick. "Wait," she says, squinting at the screen. A bank alert flashes, a red warning, $500 transferred, not by me. My stomach lurches. "Check this now," Ruth urges, her voice low, like she's bracing for a storm. "What's wrong?" I stare at the alert, its chime echoing in the quiet kitchen, and the hurt deepens, sharp as Nathan's words. Was I their mother, or just their bank? The question hangs unanswered as the coffee maker sputters its last, the morning light cold on the tiles. A bank alert flashes on my phone. $500 transferred, not by me. My stomach twists, a sick lurch that steals my breath. I stand in my Naperville kitchen, the coffee maker's gurgle now silent, Ruth's eyes locked on mine. The alert, linked to Lauren's card, ties to that cryptic note from her. "Keep it family only, L," tucked in my cookbook. Is this why they cut me out of the cruise? To hide something worse? I grip Henry's locket, its silver biting my palm, and feel the hurt hardening into something sharper. Ruth's voice cuts through. "You're going to Nathan's dinner, Ev. Ask him straight." I nod, but my heart races. What am I walking into? The drive to Nathan's house is a blur. Suburban streets lined with neat lawns and mailboxes. Their lavish home glows under string lights, grilled chicken sizzling on the patio, guests chatting over clinking glasses. The air hums with summer ease, but my hands tremble as I park. Ruth's beside me, her purse slung over her shoulder, her face fierce. "You've given them everything," she says, her own son's estrangement shadowing her words. "Get answers." I touch the locket, steeling myself. The bank alert's red glow burned into my mind. I step onto the patio, the scent of charcoal thick, and scan for Nathan. He's by the grill, laughing, but his eyes dart away when they meet mine. I weave through guests, their small talk fading as I reach Nathan. Lauren's at his side, her smile tight, her lavender dress a cruel reminder of the walls I painted for them. "Nathan," I say, voice steady despite my pounding heart. "Why the cruise? Why not me?" His jaw clenches and the patio quiets. "You're outdated, Mom," he snaps, loud enough for heads to turn. "Stay out of it." His hand shoots out, shoving my arm. My purse slips, thudding to the ground, lipsticks rolling. Lauren smirks, her voice smooth. "He's stressed, Evelyn?" Guests stare, their whispers sharp as knives. My cheek burns, not from the shove, but from the humiliation. I gave him this house, this life, and he calls me outdated? My hurt ignites, anger flaring hot and bright. Ruth grabs my elbow, pulling me toward the driveway, the string lights blurring in my vision. The grilled chicken sizzle fades, replaced by the crunch of gravel under our feet. "That's not stress, Ev," Ruth says, her voice low, fierce. "It's guilt." Her words land like stones. Guilt? For the bank alert? The cruise? I think of Nathan's startup, how I bailed it out, how I indulged his dreams, thinking it was love. My eyes blaze, the locket heavy against my chest. "I won't let this go," I say, voice hard. Ruth nods, her hand on my shoulder, her own pain, her son's silence, fueling her fire. She glances at my phone, its screen lighting up. "Look," she says, pointing. "An email just arrived from an unknown sender. Check your accounts." My pulse spikes. Someone's watching. We stand under the driveway's oak, its leaves rustling in the evening breeze. The guests' laughter drifts from the patio, oblivious to the storm in my heart. I stare at the email, my fingers hovering over the screen. The subject line glares, simple and stark. A file attachment waits, its icon glinting like a promise or a threat. What's inside? Ruth's voice fades, her words a distant echo as the email pulls me in. Did I raise a son or a stranger who hurts me? The question claws at me, unanswered as the night closes around us, the string lights dimming in the distance. An email glares from my phone. "Check your accounts!" My heart pounds. Who sent this? I clutch the phone in Ruth's car, the hum of Naperville's suburban streets fading as we pull into a coffee shop lot. The sting of Nathan's shove last night, his voice snarling, "You're outdated, Mom!" still burns, and that note from Lauren, "Keep it family only, Elle," feels like a warning now. Inside, jazz music hums, soft and warm, the clink of mugs mingling with suburban chatter. I slide into a booth, the leather cool against my hands, and stare at the email. Someone knows something. Ruth sits across, her eyes sharp, her purse thudding on the table. "Open it, Ev," she says, voice steady. I nod, but my fingers tremble, the locket at my neck heavy with Henry's memory. The jazz softens as I tap the email. A receipt loads. A $500 transfer from my savings, unauthorized, linked to Lauren's card. My breath catches, the room tilting. Ruth leans in, her brow furrowing. "She's been helping too much, hasn't she?" Her words drip with scorn, echoing Lauren's syrupy offer last year to streamline my accounts. I trusted her, handed over passwords thinking it was family. My chest tightens, the hurt from Nathan's text, "You won't be joining us," hardening into anger. I gave them a house, a cruise, my savings, and Lauren's stealing? The mug's warmth seeps into my palms, but it can't soothe the fire building inside. Who sent this email and why now? The coffee shop door jingles and Sarah steps in, her eyes red, her hair pulled back tight. My daughter hesitates, then slides into the booth, her hands twisting. "Mom, I saw Nathan shove you," she says, voice breaking. I should have spoken up. My heart lurches. She was there? Sarah's been distant since her 18th birthday when I missed her party for a double shift, saving for Nathan's college. "I resented you for that, Mom," she admits, eyes down. "But I was wrong." I reach for her hand, my anger pausing. She saw me humiliated, yet she's here. I show her the receipt. Her gasp cuts through the jazz. "Lauren's been secretive," she says, hiding her phone, talking about plans. My pulse spikes. Plans like that note? Sarah's remorse softens the edges of my hurt, but the betrayal stings sharper. Ruth sips her coffee, her gaze fierce. "Lock your accounts, Ev," she says, her voice low. "My son pulled this once, took my savings, left me nothing." Her estrangement, a wound she rarely shows, fuels her words. I nod, the locket's weight grounding me. "No more blind trust," I say, my voice hard. Sarah offers, "I can check Lauren's emails. Her laptop's at home." Her eagerness, born of guilt, lights a spark in me. We're a team now, not just mother and daughter, but allies. The jazz fades, the clink of mugs distant as my anger rises, hot and clear. I trusted them with my life, my love, and they've been picking my pockets. Did I trust them or betray myself? I drive home alone, the suburban dusk settling over neat lawns. My kitchen lamp flickers as I step inside, the coffee's warmth long gone. A soft crinkle stops me. An unsigned letter lies on the floor, slipped under the door, its handwriting strange, sharp. My heart stumbles. What does it say? I pick it up, the paper cool, and the email's anonymous sender flashes in my mind. Their screenshot of Lauren's card number, a silent accusation. Someone's watching, leaking secrets, but who? The lamp's flicker casts shadows, my anger pulsing, ready to tear through the lies. The letter claims my mother called me a disappointing mother. My world tilts, the words slicing through me like a winter wind. I stand in my Naperville living room, a single lamp casting shadows across the suburban quiet, the evening's hush amplifying my shock. The letter's paper trembles in my hands, its tone sharp, echoing Lauren's manipulative, "it's simpler" text from days ago. I sink onto the couch, the fabric cool against my legs, and read again. My mother, gone 10 years, wouldn't write this. My chest burns, the bank alert from last night, $500 stolen by Lauren still raw. I clutch Henry's locket, its silver warm, and whisper, "This can't be real." But the words sting, tearing at my heart. I trace the letter's lines, my hands shaking. "You failed, Nathan. Evelyn," it says, accusing me of neglecting my boy. I see myself at 30, giving up nursing school to raise Nathan, sewing his Halloween costumes, saving for his college. I paid for his house, his dreams, only to be shoved aside at his dinner, his voice sneering, "You're outdated, Mom." This letter feels like Lauren's hand, her smirk at that dinner, her note about family only. My anger flares hot and jagged, but doubt creeps in. Did I fail him? The lamp hums, its light flickering, and the suburban silence outside, broken only by a distant owl, feels heavy, judgmental. The doorbell's sharp ring jolts me. Ruth strides in, her eyes fierce, her scarf trailing. She's been my rock since Nathan's text, her own son's estrangement fueling her protectiveness. I thrust the letter at her, my voice cracking. "Read this, Ruth." She scans it, her lips thinning. "It's fake, Ev. Lauren's handwriting, look at the loops." She grabs a recipe box from my shelf, pulling out my mother's old apple pie card. The cursive is softer, rounder. My breath catches. The forgery glares. Undeniable. Ruth snarls, "She's trying to break you, to keep you quiet." Her words ignite my anger, the doubt burning away. Lauren's not just stealing money, she's attacking my motherhood, my soul. The couch creaks as I lean forward, my fists tight. My phone buzzes, Sarah's text lighting up. Lauren's been on calls about documents. I'm checking her laptop. My daughter's loyalty, born from guilt over resenting me for missing her 18th birthday, steadies me. I text back, "Keep digging." Ruth nods, her hand on mine. "We'll find more, Ev. She won't win." My voice hardens, cutting through the room's quiet. She won't. I grip the locket, its weight a promise. Lauren's smirk, her sly, "It's simpler," her theft. They're all weapons, but I'm not defenseless. My anger burns, a fire ready to consume her lies. Did I build their dreams or their greed? I stand, pacing, the lamp's shadows dancing. I open a file cabinet, searching for bank records to fight back. A folder slips, papers scattering, and a hidden bank statement flutters out. My heart stops. Thousands drained, transfers to Lauren's name, months of secrets. How deep is her theft? The numbers blur, my resolve sharpening like a blade, the letter's forged words fading in the face of this truth. Ruth's voice lingers, fierce and sure, as I gather the papers, ready to strike. My savings bleed, thousands gone, Lauren's name on every transfer. My anger roars, a wildfire in my chest. I sit on Ruth's porch swing, the creak of its chains blending with fireflies blinking in the Illinois dusk. Her suburban Naperville home is a haven, its warm lights softening the fury gripping me. The bank statement I found last night, hidden in my files, links to that forged letter from my mother, Lauren's cruel attempt to break me. I clutch the papers, their edges crumpling, and see her smirk at Nathan's dinner, her note about family only. She's not just stealing money, she's stealing my life. Ruth sits beside me, her coffee mug steaming, her eyes fierce. "How much, Ev?" she asks. I whisper, 10,000, maybe more. My voice shakes, but my resolve hardens. The swing sways, its rhythm steady as I spread the statement on the wicker table. Transfers to Lauren's account stretch back months, labeled home expenses, but tied to her credit card debt. I recall Nathan's startup, how I poured savings into his dreams, excusing his failures as ambition. I indulged him, I mutter, anger turning inward. Ruth sets her mug down, the clink sharp. You loved him, Ev. Lauren saw a mark. Her own betrayal, her son's theft, sharpens her words. I nod, the fireflies flickering like my thoughts. Lauren's, its simpler text, her housewarming tears. They were a mask. My fingers tighten on Henry's locket, its silver grounding me. I won't let her take more. Footsteps crunch on the gravel, and Sarah appears, her face pale under the porch light. My daughter's eyes meet mine, guilt lingering from resenting me over her missed 18th birthday. Mom, she says, sliding onto the swing. Lauren bragged about securing the house today. My anger surges, a hot pulse. She's stealing my life, I snap, the statement rustling in my hands. Sarah's voice softens. I didn't see your sacrifices, Mom, working doubles for us. I'm sorry. Her words, raw and honest, cool my fury's edge. I touch her hand, our fingers linking. You're here now, I say. She nods, pulling out her phone. Lauren's been hiding calls. My heart races. What else is she planning? The swing creaks as Ruth leans forward. Sell the house, Ev. Hit back. Her voice is steel, forged by her own loss. I think of the house I gifted Nathan, its lavender walls, my savings drained for their future. My phone buzzes. Henry, his call unexpected. You okay, Ev? He asks, his engineer's tone distracted but softer than usual. I brush him off. Fine. But his concern lingers, a crack in his career-driven distance. I recall our early years, my nursing school dreams shelved for his job, for our kids. Ruth's eyes meet mine, urging action. I'll sell it, I say, voice firm, planning resistance. The fireflies dance, my anger shifting to resolve. Did I give them everything, only to lose myself? The dusk deepens, the porch light casting long shadows. Sarah's phone pings, and she shows me a text, a blurry photo of Lauren meeting a lender in a parking lot. My breath catches. Is she planning more theft? I save the image, my resolve ablade now, sharp and sure. Mia, Sarah's daughter, skips up the path, her ponytail bouncing. She slips a note into my hand, her eyes wide. Nathan's getting a loan, Grandma, she whispers, her voice small in the dusk. The note's scrawl, her childish handwriting, sends a chill through me. What's he hiding? The swing creaks, Ruth's gaze steady as the note's weight pulls me toward a fight I'm ready to face. Mia's note burns in my hand. Nathan's getting a loan. My anger turns cold, sharp, a blade honed by betrayal. I stand outside Nathan and Lauren's lavish Naperville house, the suburban evening alive with the clink of cornhole bags and laughter from their backyard game. String lights twinkle, masking the storm brewing in my chest. Mia's childish scrawl ties to Lauren's forged letter, the one calling me a disappointing mother, and the thousands she's stolen from my savings. I clutch the note, my fingers tight, and see Lauren smirk, her note about family only. This isn't just theft, it's a scheme to erase me. I touch Henry's locket, its silver warm, and march toward the house, ready to face my son. The front door swings open, Nathan's silhouette filling the frame. His eyes narrow as I hold up Mia's note. Alone, Nathan? On my house? My voice cuts through the cornhole cheers, steady despite my pounding heart. He snarls, It's mine now! His hand shoots out, snatching the locket from my neck. The chain snaps and he smashes it against the foyer table. Glass shatters, the locket's face cracking. Henry's gift in pieces. I gasp, my knees buckling, the sound echoing like my breaking heart. Nathan's face twists, his startup failures, my endless bailouts fueling his rage. Stop meddling, Mom, he shouts, the words a whip. The cornhole game pauses, guests peering through the patio doors. Lauren glides in, her lavender dress swishing, a smug curl to her lips. "You're overreacting, Evelyn," she says, voice smooth as honey, deflecting like she did at the dinner when Nathan shoved me. Sarah, my daughter, steps from the hallway, her face pale, having followed me here. She rushes to my side, her hand on my arm. "Mom, I found Lauren's lender emails," she whispers, her guilt over resenting me for her missed birthday raw in her eyes. Mia, trailing Sarah, tugs my sleeve, her voice small. "You're stronger, Grandma." Her wide eyes, seeing me as her hero, steady me. I kneel, picking up the locket's shards, my anger flaring into resolve. Nathan's cruelty isn't just selfishness, it's destruction, and I won't let it break me. I step outside, the gravel crunching under my feet, the cornhole laughter resuming, oblivious to my pain. Sarah follows, Mia clutching her hand. My phone buzzes. Ruth, her voice crackling through. "Ev, what happened?" I tell her about the locket, my voice steady now. "Confirm the house sale," I say, the offstage deal to a cash buyer nearly done. "They'll face me soon." Ruth's approval hums, her own son's betrayal fueling her support. Sarah's eyes glisten, her voice soft. "I hated you for missing my birthday, Mom, but I see you now." Her guilt, her loyalty binds us closer. I nod, the locket's shards in my pocket, a jagged promise. Did I love him too much, or see him too little? Back in the house, I linger by the patio, Sarah's phone in hand. She shows me a photo, Lauren meeting a lender in a dim lot suggesting a second mortgage. My breath catches. What's their plan? I'm about to leave when Lauren's voice drifts from the kitchen, sharp and low on a call. Sarah, quick, records it, the static faint. "The mortgage is set," Lauren says, her tone triumphant. My blood chills. How far will they go? The cornhole bags thud, the string lights sway, but my resolve hardens, a steel core forged in Nathan's cruelty and Lauren's greed. Lauren's recorded call brags about a mortgage on my house. They think I'm broken. I stand in my Naperville kitchen, Sarah's phone in hand, the static of Lauren's voice. The mortgage is set, looping in my ears. The forged letter, her thousands stolen from my savings, Nathan's shattered locket. They're all pieces of their scheme, unraveling now. I clutch the evidence folder, its papers crisp, and feel my anger harden into resolve. The suburban dusk outside is calm, but I'm a storm, ready to face Nathan and Lauren. I drive to their house, the folder hidden in my purse, my pulse steady. They've taken enough. Tonight I take back my dignity. Their lavish home glows, string lights half hung in the backyard, a cornhole board idle, barbecue prep in full swing. The air hums with suburban ease, but tension brews as I step onto the patio. Nathan's by the grill, his shoulders stiff, eyes darting when he sees me. "Why are you here, Mom?" he demands, voice low, hostile. Guests mill nearby, their chatter fading. I hold his gaze, my voice clear. "The mortgage, Nathan, on my house." His face darkens, and he steps close, towering over me. "You're not welcome here," he yells, shoving me toward the door. My shoulder hits the frame, pain flaring, and Sarah, trailing me, gasps. Guests freeze, the string lights flickering like my breaking heart. Nathan's shove, his public rejection, burns deeper than his locket's shards. Henry, my husband, steps from the crowd, his engineer's calm cracking. He's visiting, drawn by my recent silence, and his eyes blaze now. "She's your mother, Nathan," he roars, striding between us. His protectiveness, rare these years of career-driven distance, shocks me. Sarah rushes to my side, her hand on my arm, and plays Lauren's recorded call on her phone. Lauren's voice spills out, smug. The mortgage is set, using Evelyn's name. Guests whisper, their eyes on Nathan, who pales. I recall giving up nursing school for his future, working doubles to fund his startup flops. My chest tightens, but my resolve holds. Lauren appears, her lavender dress swishing, voice shrill. "It's a misunderstanding, Evelyn," she cries, deflecting, but the recording's truth hangs heavy. Did Nathan know she used my name? I stumble to the driveway, the gravel crunching, Sarah and Henry following. The cornhole board's shadow looms, a mockery of their carefree facade. My phone buzzes, Ruth texting. "Hit them at the barbecue, Ev. Show everyone." Her fierce support, born from her son's betrayal, fuels me. I nod, eyes blazing, planning the showdown. Henry touches my shoulder, his voice soft. "I should have seen your strength, Ev. I was too caught up in work." His regret, tied to our early years when I shelved my dreams for his career, cracks my armor. I squeeze his hand, my resolve peaking. Sarah's loyalty, her guilt over resenting me for her missed birthday, shines in her eyes. "We're with you, Mom," she says. I stand taller, the folder's weight a promise. Did I lose my son or find my fight? A neighbor, adjusting string lights, approaches, her voice nervous. "Nathan's setting up the barbecue early," she says, glancing at the house. My heart skips. Is he onto me? The lights sway in the breeze, their flicker mirroring my pulse, but my determination burns steady, ready for the reckoning. Nathan's barbecue buzzes, oblivious to the truth I carry. My hands are steady now, the evidence folder tucked under my arm as I step into his Naperville backyard. String lights glow above sizzling grills, the air thick with charcoal and laughter, a community picnic vibe hiding the drama beneath. Neighbors chat, their voices mingling with the clink of glasses, unaware of the storm I'm about to unleash. This barbecue, with its forced cheer, recalls the housewarming a year ago. Lauren's teary, "You're our rock, Evelyn," a lie now shattered by her forged letter, stolen thousands, and Nathan's broken locket. I touch the new locket from Mia, its engraving, "Strongest Grandma," warm against my chest, and feel my resolve blaze, fierce and unyielding. I weave through the crowd, Sarah, Henry, Ruth, and Mia trailing close. Nathan stands by the grill, toasting with a beer, his smile tight. I step forward, my voice clear, cutting through the chatter. "You called me outdated, Nathan, after I paid for this house?" The backyard hushes, forks pausing mid-air. I open the folder, passing out copies, Lauren's forged letter, bank transfers, mortgage papers. Neighbors' eyes widen, whispers rippling. Nathan's face pales, his beard trembling. Lauren, in her lavender dress, pushes through, her voice shrill. "What's this nonsense, Evelyn?" But the papers speak louder, detailing her theft, the mortgage she schemed. I hold up the mortgage form, my finger on Nathan's signature as co-applicant. My heart stumbles. Was he fully complicit? The string lights flicker, the grills sizzle a mocking hiss. Nathan snaps, his voice booming, "You owed us, Mom!" The words land like a slap, blaming me for their greed, my sacrifices for his house, his startup, his life. Guests gasp, outrage flashing in their eyes. Lauren screams, "It's lies!" Her composure cracking. I pull the photo album from my bag, its housewarming pictures a gallery of their deceit. "You gambled with my trust," I say, my voice steady, and toss it onto the grill. If your own child drained your account behind your back, would you stay silent or fight back? What I discovered next shattered more than just trust. If you're still watching, drop a 6 in the comments, because what's coming will shake the way you see loyalty. Flames leap, consuming the glossy smiles, the lavender walls I painted. The album's charring is my freedom, a symbolic severing of their hold. Nathan lunges. "Stop!" But Henry steps in, his hand firm. "Enough, Nathan!" he says, his protective stance new, born from regret over his career-driven distance. The crowd murmurs, the embers glowing, my empowerment rising like the smoke. Henry shields me, his arm solid. Sarah stands close, her pride shining, her guilt over resenting me for her missed birthday now a bond. Mia clutches my hand, her eyes wide, seeing her hero in action. Ruth, leaning against a picnic table, smirks. "They're done, Ev," she says, her voice rich with satisfaction. her own son's betrayal fueling her joy in my strength. Lauren collapses to her knees, sobbing, her lavender dress smudged with grass. Nathan pleads, "Mom, please," his voice cracking, but his eyes hold no remorse, only panic for his crumbling image. I walk away, head high, the grill's heat at my back, my family, Sarah, Henry, Ruth, Mia, by my side. Did I break their world or free my own? I pause at the driveway, the gravel crunching, the string lights swaying. Lauren's voice follows, low and venomous. "You'll pay for this, Evelyn." My pulse quickens. What's her next move? The embers glow, their crackle fading as the neighbors' whispers grow, but my empowerment holds, a fire no threat can douse. Lauren's threat, "You'll pay, Evelyn," fades in the grill's dying embers. But I'm not afraid anymore. I stand in my Naperville living room, the soft evening light filtering through curtains, casting a glow on Mia's soccer trophy, a gleaming symbol of my new family. The burned photo album from last night's barbecue, its ashes scattering Nathan and Lauren's false smiles, marks the ties I've severed. My hand brushes the new locket Mia gave me, its strongest grandma engraving, warm against my skin. I face their greed, Nathan's shove, Lauren's forged letter, their stolen thousands, and emerged stronger. The suburban quiet wraps around me, a sanctuary now, not a cage. I'm liberated, ready to redefine what family means. I sit on the couch, a box of old photos open before me. My fingers sift through them, pausing on Sarah's graduation, Henry's rare smile, Mia's first soccer game. Nathan's face appears, young and laughing, but I set his photos aside, their weight too heavy. The door opens and Sarah steps in, her eyes red but bright. "Mom," she says, voice breaking, "I misjudged you over that birthday." Her 18th, when I worked a double shift to fund Nathan's college, left a scar she's healing now. "I see you now," she whispers. We hug, her warmth a balm, our reconciliation sealing a bond broken by misunderstanding. The trophy gleams, and I smile, my empowerment growing. This is family, not what I lost. Henry follows, his engineer's posture softer than it's been in years. He sits, his hand grazing mine. "I was blind, Ev, chasing work," he says, voice thick. "You gave up nursing school for us and I didn't see it." His regret, rooted in decades of career-driven distance, cracks his usual reserve. I nod, forgiving silently, his support a new anchor. Ruth strides in, her laugh bold, raising a glass of iced tea. "To Ev, unbreakable," she toasts, her pride gleaming, her own son's estrangement, a shadow she's outrun tonight. Mia bounds in, her ponytail swinging, and presses a new locket into my hands. "For you, Grandma," she says, her adoring eyes seeing me as her hero. I clasp it on, its weight light, hopeful. The room hums, the suburban dusk settling, my liberation blooming like a quiet fire. My phone buzzes, Nathan's name flashing. His text pleads, "I'm sorry, Mom. Lauren pushed me. Can we talk? Legal steps are coming." My heart skips at legal steps. Is he planning retaliation? His words drip with cowardice, blaming Lauren for his greed, the house I gave them, the savings they drained. I read aloud, "You chose greed," and delete the message, my voice steady. The soccer ball's thud echoes outside, Mia practicing in the yard, and I whisper, "This is family." Sarah's hand squeezes mine, Henry's eyes meet mine, Ruth's smirk widens. I've lost a son, but saved my soul. Did I lose my son, or save my soul? The evening deepens, the curtains swaying. A sharp knock startles me. A lawyer's letter slides under the door, its seal stark against the table. My pulse quickens. What does it hold? The trophy's gleam holds my gaze, Mia's locket glints, and my liberation stands firm, unyielding to whatever Nathan and Lauren might try. The lawyer's letter sits unopened on my table, but my heart is steady. I've already won. I walk through a Naperville park, the old oak tree's branches rustling, autumn leaves crunching under my boots. Mia's new locket, engraved "Strongest Grandma," rests against my chest, echoing Henry's old gift, a symbol of my enduring strength. In the distance, a community picnic hums with laughter, kids chasing frisbees, the suburban haven wrapping me in calm. I sit on a bench, the wood cool, and let the breeze carry away Nathan's pleading texts, Lauren's muttered threat, their greed. My liberation, forged in the barbecue's flames, deepens into serene peace. I hold the locket, its shine catching the fading sunlight. I see Nathan's face twisted as he justified stealing my savings, blaming me. "You owed us." I hear the album crackling in the grill, its housewarming lies burned away. Sarah's embrace, her tearful apology for resenting my missed birthday, warms me still. The lawyer's letter, with its law firm address, Lauren mentioned it once, smirking, is a desperate ploy, irrelevant now. My assets are secure, my house sold, my life mine again. Leaves fall, swirling, and I smile, reflecting on the confrontation, the crowd's gasps, Henry's protective arm. I faced their cruelty, their theft, and emerged whole. The picnic's chatter fades, my peace a quiet triumph. Ruth's footsteps crunch nearby, her scarf bright against the autumn gray. She sits, her laugh warm. "You scared them off, Ev," she jokes, her eyes sparkling. I share her pain, her son's estrangement a mirror to my loss. "It hurts, Ruth, but I'm free," I say, my voice soft. She nods, her hand on mine, and we plan a trip with Sarah and Mia, our laughter mingling with the picnic's joy. Her support, born from her own wounds, binds us closer, a family forged in truth. The oak's leaves rustle, and I feel a kinship, two women healing through strength. The letter's threat, Lauren's last grasp, can't touch this peace. I stand, leaves swirling at my feet, and whisper to Henry's memory, "I did it, love." His locket, now joined by Mia's, gleams, a promise kept. I walk away, the park's calm following me, my redefined family, Sarah, Henry, Ruth, Mia, my anchor. An autumn festival flyer catches my eye, pinned to a board, promising new beginnings. What's next for me? The flyer's rustle blends with the leaves, my serenity unshakable, ready for whatever comes. The oak's shadow lingers in my heart. I'm home, truly home, at last. My new Naperville apartment glows in the suburban quiet, its cozy walls embracing me. Mia's framed drawing, a crayon sketch of us storytelling under the stars, hangs above the couch, tying my past love to this future peace. The autumn festival flyer, pinned to a board by the window, flutters in the evening breeze, promising new beginnings. I touch Mia's locket, its strongest grandma engraving, warm against my skin, and smile. Nathan's betrayal, Lauren's threats, their stolen thousands, they're gone, ashes like the burned album. My serenity is my triumph, a quiet strength no one can take. I hang the drawing straighter, its colors bright in the lamplight. Memories of storytelling nights with Mia flood back, her giggles as I spun tales of my youth, her eyes wide, seeing me as her hero. I think of Sarah's embrace at the barbecue, her apology for resenting my missed birthday. Now healed. Henry's newfound presence, his regret for his career-driven distance, anchors me. Ruth's fierce pride, her own estrangement overcome, echoes in my heart. The festival flyer glows, its promise of music and laughter a new chapter. I've severed Nathan, let Lauren's lawyer letter sit unopened, and reclaimed my life. This apartment, small but mine, is no museum of sacrifice. It's home. My phone hums, Ruth's voice bright through the speaker. "Ready for our trip with Sarah and Mia, Ev?" she asks, excitement bubbling. "You're unstoppable." I chuckle, the sound light. "Quiet doesn't mean weak, Ruth." She laughs, her joy mirroring mine, her support a thread woven through my fight. I glance at Mia's drawing, Sarah's loyalty, Henry's redemption, all part of my true family now. The suburban night hums outside, crickets chirping, and my heart feels full, not heavy. I've lost a son, but gained myself, a victory sweeter than any pie I baked for Nathan's empty gratitude. I step to the window, the festival flyer in hand, its colors vivid under the lamp. I whisper, I made my place, my voice soft but sure. The night hums, a dog barking faintly, the air cool with autumn's promise. I see tomorrow's festival, booths, music, Mia's laughter, and know I'm ready for whatever comes. My heart is light, my serenity complete. Did I find my place or make it? The question settles, answered by the quiet strength in my bones, the locket's gentle weight, and the flyer's glow fading into the night's calm. The autumn festival's lights still dance in my mind as I sit in my Naperville apartment, the morning sun filtering through the window, casting a warm glow on Mia's framed drawing. It's been a month since the barbecue, since I burned the photo album and walked away from Nathan and Lauren's betrayal. The lawyer's letter, Lauren's last desperate ploy, sits unopened in a drawer, its threat empty against my newfound peace. I sip my coffee, the mug's warmth steadying my hands, and feel the weight of Mia's locket, strongest grandma against my chest. The suburban quiet hums outside, a dog barking, leaves rustling, and I'm not just serene, I'm alive, ready for what's next. But a faint tug pulls at me, a whisper of unfinished threads, of questions lingering beyond my triumph. Did I truly make my place, or is there more to build? I set the mug down, the clink soft on the cherry wood table. Ruth's call last night, her voice buzzing about our trip with Sarah and Mia, echoes in my ears. "The Smoky Mountains, Ev," she'd said, "a fresh start." I smile, picturing Mia chasing fireflies, Sarah's laughter, Henry's hand in mine. My family, redefined, chosen, feels like a gift I didn't expect. But as I glance at the festival flyer now pinned above my desk, a memory surfaces. Nathan's pleading text. "I'm sorry, Mom, Lauren pushed me." I deleted it, but its echo lingers, a faint crack in my peace. Was there a piece of my son, the boy who built tree houses with me, still buried under his greed? I shake my head, pushing the thought away, but it clings, stubborn as the autumn chill. The doorbell chimes, sharp and unexpected. I open the door to find Sarah, her coat dusted with leaves, her eyes bright but hesitant. "Mom," she says, stepping inside. "I found something." She holds out a small, worn journal, its leather cover cracked, the pages yellowed. It was in Nathan's attic, left behind when the new owners moved in. My heart skips. The house I sold, the one I gifted them, now belongs to strangers. I take the journal, my fingers brushing its edges, and sit on the couch, the fabric cool. Sarah sits beside me, her warmth a reminder of our healed bond, her guilt over resenting my missed birthday long gone. "Open it," she urges, her voice soft. I do, and my mother's handwriting stares back, not the forged venom of Lauren's letter, but her real words, warm and familiar. I read aloud, my voice trembling. "Evelyn, my girl, you're the heart of this family. Your sacrifices light their way." The words hit like a wave, washing away the forged letter's lies. My mother, gone a decade, saw me, saw the nursing school I gave up, the doubles I worked for Nathan and Sarah. Tears prick my eyes, but they're not bitter. Sarah's hand finds mine. "Lauren hid this," she says, her voice tight. "I found it with mortgage papers." My breath catches. Another twist. Lauren's cruelty deeper than I knew. She didn't just steal money. She stole my mother's voice to break me. The journal's weight grounds me, my peace unshaken but stirring with new purpose. I need to know why. The phone rings, Henry's name flashing. I answer, his voice steady, no longer distant. "Ev, I'm at the park. Can you come?" His tone, softer since the barbecue, carries a warmth I'd forgotten. I agree, tucking the journal into my purse and drive to the park, the old oak tree's branches swaying in the breeze. Henry waits on our bench, his gray hair catching the sunlight, a picnic basket at his feet. The community picnic's laughter lingers from yesterday, its joy echoing in my heart. I found something too, he says, pulling out a photo. Me, young, in a nurse's cap, before I gave it up for them. I kept this, Ev, he says, eyes glistening. I'm sorry I didn't see you then. His regret, rooted in his career-driven years, binds us closer. I touch the photo, my fingers trembling, and feel the journal in my purse, a bridge to my past strength. We sit, the basket open, sandwiches and lemonade spread out. The oak's leaves crunch underfoot, and I tell Henry about the journal. Lauren hid my mother's words, I say, my voice steady but edged with fire. He nods, his hand on mine. You're stronger than they ever knew. His support, a new pillar, lifts me. I open the journal again, reading more. Your love, Evelyn, will carry them, even when they falter. My mother's faith in me, hidden by Lauren's greed, feels like a gift reclaimed. The picnic basket's wicker creaks, the lemonade's tang sharp on my tongue, and I know I'm not done. Nathan's text, his vague, legal steps, nags at me. Is there a chance to reach him, or is it too late? Ruth arrives, her scarf bright, her laugh cutting through the breeze. Found you, she calls, joining us. She's planned our trip, her excitement infectious, her own estrangement fading in our shared triumph. Mia's picking out hiking boots, she says, grinning. I smile, picturing Mia's ponytail bouncing, her stories with me under the stars. But the journal's weight pulls me back. Ruth, I say, showing her the pages. Her eyes narrow, her own son's betrayal mirrored in Lauren's act. She wanted you small, Ev, she says, but you're a mountain. Her words, fierce and proud, spark a new resolve, not to confront, but to understand. I need to face Nathan one last time, not for him, but for me. I drive home, the journal beside me, the photo in my purse. The suburban streets glow with autumn, kids on bikes, pumpkins on porches. In my apartment, I sit at the desk, Mia's drawing above me, the festival flyer now joined by a Smoky Mountains brochure. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. Mom, it's Nathan. Can we meet? I'm alone. Or my heart stumbles, his plea softer than before. But the legal steps echo. Is this another trick? I hesitate, fingers hovering, then reply, tomorrow, the park. The locket glints, my mother's words in the journal steadying me. I'm not the woman who gave everything, only to lose herself. I'm the woman who made her place. The next morning, I meet Nathan under the oak, its leaves a golden carpet. He's thinner, eyes hollow, no Lauren in sight. I was wrong, he says, voice breaking. Lauren's gone, filed for divorce. I listen, the journal in my bag, its truth grounding me. He admits knowing about the mortgage too weak to stop her, his startup failures blinding him to my love. I don't expect forgiveness, he says, head bowed. I see the boy who built tree houses, but also the man who shoved me, broke my locket. You chose greed, Nathan, I say, my voice calm. I choose me. I walk away, leaves crunching, the locket warm. The Smoky Mountains wait, Sarah, Henry, Ruth, and Mia, my true family. Back home, I pin the brochure next to Mia's drawing, the festival's joy a memory now. I write a letter to Nathan, not to send, but to close my heart's last door. I loved you, but love isn't debt. I tuck it away, my apartment quiet, the suburban night humming. The locket shines, my mother's journal open beside me, and I know I've not just found my place. I've built it, brick by brick, with my own strength. Mia's note, Nathan's getting alone, lingers like a faint echo, but my heart now rests in the quiet strength I've carved out in my Naperville home. The sting of Nathan's cold text, Lauren's stolen thousands, and that cruel forged letter from my mother tore at my soul. Yet standing firm, I've woven a new tapestry of family from love, not duty. Through the pain, I learned that family isn't just blood. It's the respect we nurture, the trust we rebuild. Zara's tearful apology for resenting my missed birthday showed me that forgiveness can heal old wounds, while Ruth's fierce loyalty reminded me that true friends become kin. In life, we give our all to those we love, but we must hold our worth close, like a cherished locket to keep our hearts whole. The betrayal taught me to listen to my own voice, to see the greed beneath Nathan's promises, and to choose peace over obligation. Like sharing apple pie at a backyard barbecue, family thrives when we honor each other's stories with open hearts. Our bonds, like those summer evenings under string lights, grow stronger through kindness and understanding. Mistakes happen. Mine was giving too much, expecting love in return. But love finds its way back when we stand tall. For every woman who's felt unseen, know that your strength can redefine what family means. If this journey stirred your own memories, please share your thoughts in the comments or join us for the next story. Your voice, like a warm conversation over coffee, matters deeply to me.